Episode number 17, Hawthorne Springs. Welcome back to another episode, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Design Candy. This is Hawthorne Springs. As always, we're gonna look at my inspiration we call it the blueprint, and it's all about the Union Station for this episode. Loosely based off of Denver, a hybrid of Kansas City, Toronto. This is exciting. This episode officially kicks off the start of the transportation networks in Hawthorne Springs. If you've ever played City Skylines, you know that transportation is a very, very important thing. So that's my blueprint. Let's get into the episode today. Welcome all of the newcomers, welcome all of the binge watchers, all the first and last time viewers. Make sure you let me know down below where you're watching from. I want to say that right off the bat, 1 minute in, because the comments were low on the last Hawthorne Spring episode. So I'm not sure if it's just because of that upload stint that I had. I was trying to do Wednesdays and Saturdays. We're going to switch that up already, right? We made it like 3 weeks, and just looking at the numbers, I need to be a little bit better about when I'm posting. A lot of you haven't seen the episodes go out, but nonetheless, make sure you comment down below. Let me know where you're watching from. Okay. Today's episode is the weird, awkward space in between the baseball diamond, the baseball stadium, and the highway district. So Hawthorne Springs, the plan is to have this urban, hustling and bustling downtown, massive downtown area, highly detailed. And the ironic, hilarious part is we're at the edge. So weirdly, I built it kind of in a weird way, right? I built it like a long way. So the last few episodes, if you haven't been watching, or if you're new, we've really been tackling what we're calling the Old Town Downtown District. Now, the Old Town spanned it like the last probably 5 episodes. We're on episode 17. So yeah, maybe 4 or 5 episodes. And yeah, so we actually built out. So it became an interesting problem because now we're having to build kind of to the edge, or you just had like this awkward space. So that's what we're doing today, and we're just dialing in the Union Station area. So the story behind here is the mayor of Hawthorne Springs wanted to gentrify this area pretty significantly. So this would have been like old factories, old town industrial districts, things like that. And the mayor was like, you know what? There's some retail down here. Let's make those train lines commuter rail lines, and let's put a big old station down here. So that's what this is, a mix of old buildings, some new, and we're gonna go over in the live portion. This is a longer episode. Let me know if you guys like the longer episodes or the more shorter episodes. I like doing the longer episodes. They take a little longer to make, but you get to see more. And like this episode could have literally been, gosh, this could have been 2 to 3 episodes in itself, just building some of the properties. And so I actually cut this down significantly. You don't really see everything I built, but yeah. So yeah, this is the other side of the street, right next to the entrance. Now it's a little weird, and again, I go over this in a live portion, but I do want to touch back on it, or touch on it now. It's a little weird to situate all of the traffic and kind of facilitate the traffic in and out of this district, right? This district's super weird because there's like 2 traffic entrances, and then you'll see once we build the station, you'll see there's like 3 entrances total, and I'll go over the live portion, but yeah, be on the lookout for that. Try to remember that and check that out, because I think we're gonna have a pretty crazy traffic nightmare in the future. Like if a baseball game got out and there wasn't any spots left in the Union Station, yeah, we would have some issues. So one of the things in this build that was super interesting was that the Union Station building that I wanted to use didn't really work. It's the Toronto Union Station, and it didn't work for me. So we're back using, I think this is the Kansas City on the screen now. It's the Kansas City Union Station, and I love it. To scale, it looks fine. I like the Toronto one because it was a little bit bigger, but who am I kidding? I love this. I use this in Palm Island. Check that out if you're interested. It's one of my City Skylines modded series, and yeah, so it's making a resurgence. But one of the cool things, like one of the issues that we had, was I really needed to figure out how to build train lines in the middle of the downtown, right? So again, go with me. Like, you had this city, Hawthorne Springs, and this would be technically considered like a gentrified area, right? A rebirthed area. And you guys know me. I love building retail developments everywhere, right? So this was another excuse for me to like redo everything and put retail there. But the story could be, and I don't know, let me know, write a story for this area, right? The story that I could think of just off the top of my head would be, again, these were factories. This was a factory area. And now, you know, this is like a nice retail development and a transfer center point. So on the screen right now, we're building the bus lines. I got to come back and detail this maybe in the transportation episodes, and just put a little bit more attention to it. We'll do like bus shelters and all that fun stuff, but it's pretty cool. We'll have a dedicated bus, tram, commuter rail. No metros in this series, but one day, I mean, we had metros in Palm Island. So this city, I will specifically go for light rail, or what do they call them, trams in this game. But yeah, so we're gonna build some trams. It's gonna be dope. I think that I want to do like fast commuter rail too, just like I did in Palm Island. I know I'm bringing Palm Island up a lot, but that's my most referenced transportation point. So Palm Island, we had a commuter rail that went to the airport. I think that would definitely come to this Union Station and weave up and out of the new areas that we build in the next, you know, few years here. This series will go on for like 2 years. It has to, right? Barring City Skylines releasing a new game, this series is like, this is my series. This is the future. So, and Cranberry County doesn't have transportation districts crazy, right? We might do like a few bus lines, but there's no way a county would have like a light rail. Just wouldn't happen. They can't afford it. There's no use case for it. No, literally no one would use it. I think the only like small town case that I've seen have like decent or adequate public transportation would be like Colorado mountain towns like Vail, Keystone, Aspen, Leadville, things like that, or places like that, just because the ski traffic, right? So the workers live close or nearby, and then all the ski traffic, you have all your Airbnbs and all that fun stuff. So anyway, small towns don't really have it in Cranberry County, but this city will. And you guys get to watch the infrastructure. You're going to remember episode 17. Mark my words. You'll remember it just because of the work that we're doing right now. Let's get into some of your comments, questions, and concerns. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, let me know down below in the comment section, and I will answer it. Not next episode. Next episode will be our city overview. Make sure you check that out. We're going to do cinematic overlays, cinematic videos, all of that fun stuff. So make sure you check it out. Let's get into the questions. First question is from Kaiser. Kaiser says, by the way, another good thing about PO is that they are very customizable. You can customize their height and stuff. I'm sure, did I use PO last episode? I must have used PO last episode. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we did. We used PO for the Central Park. So yeah, definitely. I love PO, man. PO's awesome. I wish I was better at it, just seeing what people can do and manipulate buildings. And then I don't get it sometimes. Sometimes I will have a building for PO and straight up, dude, like straight up, the building disappears. So I'm over here trying to make this nice big building, and it just disappears. And they're not functional after you edit it. So there's that. I know a lot of city builders that build exclusively with PO. They do the props in PO. They do some of your buildings in PO. just to have it a little bit more realistic in the gameplay mechanics, because it truly doesn't, it's like a building prop, right? If you did it on a building, or, you know, there's no prop limit for it. So there's a lot of cool things about PO. But thank you so much, Kaiser, for commenting on the last video. I got a couple from the OG Candy Fammers. All the OG Candy Fammers are in the Discord. Check out the Discord. I really don't plug the Discord, but if you're interested, check it out. Get in early. We're doing some fun stuff, early episodes. This episode, okay, spoiler alert, all you in the Discord would know this. This episode actually dropped earlier in the Discord. Now, here was the problem. The issue was I had this time lapse at like 1000x speed, right? It was way too fast. So they saw it first. This is my second go around of this episode. So we went from like this episode being, I think legitimately this episode was, I think it was like 20 minutes. Now it's 31. So you can do the math. Oh, really quick on the screen before I get to my other comments. This is the light rail. So the light rail was weird because it went underground, and, or excuse me, it went over top. So I've never seen crossings, right? I've seen crossings, excuse me, but I've never seen a crossing that was a commuter rail and a light rail. I mean, would those ever cross without a bridge? I don't even know. Like, how do you even facilitate that? So that's the reason why we actually went below it and put the tram line as you see it now. We put that underneath ground, so it just goes underneath and it pops back up once it can cross those commuter rail lines. So yeah, that happened. Next comments from Metro, and then make sure to stay tuned because we are transitioning to the live portion. We're going to go over most of the things that we did today, and I have some point of emphasis that I want to show you. So if you made it 12 minutes in, you better stay for the live portion of a few minutes here. Okay, Metro says, love it. Great to see the park finished. Keep up the good work. Stay. I can't talk, y'all. This is awesome. And I'm not cutting it out. Stay safe and hashtag Candy Fam. Thank you so much, Metro. OG Candy Fammer for life, man. Appreciate all the support that you give. And yeah, man, you're awesome. Another OG Candy Fam. I always say your name wrong. I'm sorry, man. I'll get it right one day. It's Marifer. I can't say your name. I'm sorry. You're an OG though. So sorry. Great episode. People should definitely join the Discord and hit up the Hangout channel. We have amazing people in there. You could even shout out your content. Yes, we did. We created a shout out channel. We can all chill. My username is Short Killer. DC, maybe you can make a huge hospital. I don't know if it's possible, but I haven't seen someone do a huge medical center. Maybe you can name it Hawthorne Springs Medical Center or something better than that. Thank you so much, man. Again, I'm gonna get your name. You always tell me how to pronounce it too, and I apologize. So a couple things. Yeah, we talked about the Discord. Not really gonna plug it anymore. Kind of, I will, but not crazy. And number two, yeah, medical hospital. We are like really. That's a really good call. I'm gonna write that down on my dusty, trusty whiteboard. Everybody that watches my videos this long, you know, I have a whiteboard with all of our stuff, and this is me pointing the mic. I'm pointing the mic right now. And right on. Okay, so we have a Paris district, like European district that we're gonna do. We have transportation series. I have series there. That's gonna be multi-episodes. We have the university series. That's gonna be multiple episodes. And I'm gonna write that down. We had Old Town, which is done, and then Old Town Stadium District, which is done. So yeah, we're getting close. Transportation's in there. The university's in there. I like that hospital, like a hospital medical campus. I really like that. Maybe I'll even do it. I don't know. I like it downtown, but I'll even explore doing it other places too. Like there's going to be more than one medical district. I want to see how big I can get this city. I kind of want to break it, right? I want to make it so huge and so detailed that there's zero props that I can place down. There's like, it could barely open. It's like Palm Island, like, or Apple Mountain Valley. That's my like freshman series. That stuff's like really hard to open right now. So I love that idea. I really love it. So on the screen right now, we're getting ready for the live portion. I am detailing up the outside of the stadium. So this will be like the main entrance of sorts of the stadium, right? The front of the stadium, you have nice stairs and You have like a VIP parking lot in the front, but this back area would be like where people get dropped off at, where you would go into the game, like that big area courthouse type looking thing that you go into, this old baseball stadium. So I saw a new asset that made me really happy, and it was a indoor football stadium. It's the Minnesota Vikings US Bank Center, something like that. But I'm definitely getting that, and we're putting that downtown. Like, it's gonna be, I can't wait. It's gonna be in the uptown. This is the midtown, or excuse me, I'm confusing myself. We're gonna put it in the uptown. Right now we're in the old town. It's confusing, I know. We're gonna go over it all next episode so it all makes sense and you guys can see where I'm gonna build everything at. So yeah, we're gonna get into the live portion. Right now we're just fixing up some of the little details and putting down some ground decals. So let's hop over to the live portion right now. All right, live portion. Thank you so much for continuing to watch. Okay, so let's get into what we built. It's a little bit of a long episode. Hopefully I could have talked over everything. I always record my ending time lapse before I actually talk. So hopefully we had a great discussion. Hello to my former self. So, okay. We really needed to, as we talked in the time lapse, we really needed a way and a place after this downtown section, right? So you have your baseball stadium and you're in your old town, downtown district, right? So you have old town, downtown, all throughout here, all through there. And then you have this baseball field, and then you have the old tram line. So this area would be like still old, right? Technically. So technically this is like valuable real estate in Hawthorne Springs, number one. Number two, the real estate's valuable, but also gentrification is happening like alive and well. So continuing with the openness of having a downtown park, I really wanted to continue and have green space all around this part of the downtown, right? Because we're gonna just get like redundant once we start moving up these hills on both sides. So here I'm like, okay, what would fix this area? Why? Not even what would fix, but what would fill this area adequately, and how could it match, right? How could it make sense? How can we make it make sense? So one thing that everybody always beats with me, and I'm showing you live because I don't want you guys to be mad with me, and I'm not taking this out. So later self, do not take this out, but I'm gonna darken these roads because people always get mad and say my roads are too bright. I like them bright based off of like a California type spot where I think that some of theirs are bright, right? Like those type of climates, but I live in Colorado, so it's weird. They do asphalt some places and they do concrete some other places. So there you guys go. It's brighter. Okay, so, but yeah, that was the goal, to really have this area look similar. And I think we did a pretty good job, right? So you have what we built last episode, and you have your old town, your big central park. Again, it's not city, it's central. And then you move over here, and then the focal point obviously is the Union Station. So let's go over everything, because again, there's a lot of stuff. So let's see. We have the entrance to this area, which is kind of unorthodox, right? So again, I think the story would be this area is old. And so once you cross here, right, this area is like old and this area is new, because we have a pretty grid-like structure. Oh, look at these cars floating. Gotta love it. I think they're going to park. Yep. See? Crazy. So I think that's the story, right? So this baseball diamond is a super old, and the rest of my city's in grids, but maybe this is like the updated portion, right? So look at the details. I just love it. So you have like this little drop-off waiting area, right? It's the other side of the baseball diamond. So we added some awesome doors in the middle, just try to make it realistic. And you have these awesome fences. I'm not sure who these fences are by, but it totally looks like fences that would be like a part of this. They look super cool. And then I don't know, I try to do like a little stage situation here, a little stage vibes. I don't know, we'll delete that because it's super random. But Yeah, so you have your doors to your baseball diamond. Maybe this is like, you know, you have like at stadiums, you have your entrances and your exits, right? And they always are fenced off. And this is where like a large group of people would meet. Look at that in the background. Doesn't that look cool? You have the road in the back. That looks awesome to me. So yeah, you have just that drop off point. And then if you go up, and we'll look at it from an overview standpoint, but this would be kind of like your continuation of old school, right? Your old town downtown. So you have some older buildings, and then on this way you actually have where our transit center starts, Union Station starts. This is the bus portion for the Union Station. We're going to probably detail that a little bit more. I don't know if I'll do it on camera. I might when we get to our transportation episode, but we're going to definitely detail that down and get some bus shelters so it looks way better, and it's going to be way more functional, right? And we'll come back to this really quick. I do want to come back. Let's go back around here. So you have your Union Station Street, right? So again, this is the redevelop area because you have some newer buildings, right? You have these you got a Hugo Boss here, you know, Whole Foods Market, and these cool ground decals that turned out awesome. But then you have your focal point, right? So you have your Union Station. I've used this Union Station in Palm Island, so if it looks familiar, that's why. Different use cases though. I wanted to use the Toronto Union Station, but the asset is just super broken. Every time I try to put it down, it like froze. So I definitely want to explore getting that fixed, and maybe, just maybe, we can use that as a central station, right? So you guys know me, I do multiple transit hubs, and Union Station is just the first of many. There'll be a lot of transit hubs because the city's going to scale pretty big. So that's awesome. And then you have like a cool statue, and then another open green space on that side, and then some more updated retail shops. So those retail looks awesome. Look at that. And you kind of have like a walkway down here that I thought was pretty cool. And you can go straight over to the train. So you have this cool walkway that you can go over to the trains. People are already waiting for trains. I don't know. So there's people waiting for trains. That means that a train's going to come outer city. That's kind of cool that it's functionable. I didn't even think about that. And then you have all your trains. We'll go over that. Dang, that looks clean. I actually really love how that looks. I can't wait to do some, like, what do we use? We normally do like first person. I'm like, why did I blank on that? Do some first person like overviews and have you guys start here. Oh, it's going to be so good. So that's that side. And then again, you have just some retail development down the street there. And this is actually the main road, right? So there's your light rail line, your inner city light rail line. And then you have your water. So that looks super cool. Look at that. You got like this little canal river that comes from the Cranberry Creek, and it kind of like flows right in. So that's cool. We're going to go over that in the overview. Let's look at this, man. I just love the views. Let me know if you guys are enjoying the views. I love doing these portions, man. I just love sitting back and hanging out. Hopefully you guys like it too. Okay, look, let's pause it because you see how the gang of people came out? So if I wonder if there's a train somewhere. See, there's no train anywhere. There's a gang of people that just came out of here. That means that there's got to be a train somewhere. No train. Isn't that crazy? Well, while we're over here, this is like the train area. Doesn't it look cool? Look at that. And it bridges over because there's a street underneath it. Of course, it's going to clip me through. And then you have just this area where you have this super high retaining wall. And then you have the highway to your right. And this just goes all the way down. This looks so good. It looks so good. There goes the train. Cool. There it is. I was like, where'd that train go? Awesome. So the Amtrak's already working, y'all. The CityLink train. That's cool. Look at that. I had no clue we had a train. How long? Dang, that thing is long. That's so cool. So boom, one of the first trains in Cranberry County, Hawthorne Springs. I got to get a screenshot of this, of all these cars waiting for this train like that. And then we put like a little fake stoplight, right? A little traffic light. It doesn't actually work, but it looks cool. Oh man, that's a cool screenshot. Look at that. The first train that I've seen in Hawthorne Springs. Awesome. So yeah, but that links back up down here with the main line. And again, it gets undetailed when we get away, but we'll fix all that. So on this side, there's just one main street, and then you have a bunch of housing. So just a row of just upscale housing. Coming down. And then we detailed like this awesome retail area, which I'll go over in the first persons. It's like a kind of retail square with some cobblestone roads, Nike store. Then you have this really nice feature with the bridge that bridges over, and then it actually bridges over to the other side of the train. So that other train comes up here to the Union Station. Looks really good. All right, let's look at the overview from the sky so you guys can kind of see it. So again, this is the entrance, and then we have, let me turn up my speed here. And then we have the Cranberry Creek comes down. This is actually like a marketplace style store. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, but we have in Denver, look up Milk Market, Denver Market Street Station, stuff like that. So that is really the inspiration behind having the store. And the clock tower just looks super cool from far away, right? Gives it kind of some character in the skyline on this side. So you have these little bridges that come over so you can go get some food at the market. You can walk this open space. You could already see people walking it. So there's this path going all the way around. Let's look at that detailed. Again, you have your drop off and pick up entrances to the stadium on that side. And then you really have your other side of your old town. Again, your shops. I keep calling it old town just because they're older buildings, right? So the thought is all the new stuff is built after the fact. Again, that's the term I always keep saying, is gentrification. So that's what happens there. Then you have, I mean, this area is just hustling and bustling. Like you can already see all these people coming out. That means that there's trains like in full effect, which is awesome. That's super cool. So that's what it looks like. So the Union Station comes in, and then you have your east and westbound trains that come, as you can see. So this is where they connect, but really cool. We have this big old train yard that separates them. So it's kind of cool. It's like an afterthought, right? So it's like, okay, cool, we'll build these in here. Because normally what I do is I cut them off on one side, or I'll build on top of them. And I'm not ruling that out, right? I could still put buildings on top of these, because typically you sink this Union Station in, right? So I could do that, but I kind of don't want to. I kind of like how it looks. And then if you go across the way, right? So there's no street access technically outside of this area, right? So there could be a bridge. That's a thing for me to think about. But the only way to get here is to go out of this street, down the road, and then you can come in. So there's not that many access points, right? You have this one down that goes over, right? The rail tracks go over the road. And then you have this one where we have a bridge, right? So a bridge and then bridge. One's a train track, one's the road. And then there's another entrance right here that gets off of this main road. So it kind of manages traffic, because I was thinking, I'm like, okay, if this exit services this area, then you're going to have what you're having now, right? This huge bottleneck of people. But I think it works. It kind of separates traffic. I think maybe in the future we find a way to either like bridge this way and then connect here or something like that, just to add another connection on this side of this road, just because you have one here, right? So you have a dedicated road that turns because of those trains are there, and it goes under. So yeah, I mean, it's fun. Like the views from below are just insane. Make sure you're checking out the cinematics. I mean, this downtown area is just coming through. So we're going to do an update episode next episode. That's the episode I want to do. I want to do updates. We'll do some cinematic flyovers and just kind of chat and talk. So get your questions in. I would love to answer a bunch of questions for the next episode. Get those questions in. I will see what I can do in terms of answering them. And yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm enjoying the series so much. This area turned out awesome. I really wanted to split this up into 2 episodes, but I just couldn't. There's so much good stuff to do. I'm like, I can't do that to y'all. I can't tease it and then not show you. So we did a big long episode today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I hope you did. I will see you next week for the next episode, or update episode. Make sure you're checking out Hill Valley. I'll probably drop another one mid next week or the week after. And then check out Cranberry County. And then I have another awesome surprise on the channel. If you've been here for a while, and even if you haven't, there's some cool stuff happening. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, have your notifications on, all that fun stuff. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.